Greetings, Kindred. I am Voivode Maquette, and welcome back to Our World of Darkness and another episode of Level by Level, where in this playlist we're going through all of the ins and outs of Dominate and how it has changed in V5, in my opinion, for the better, because it's so much more interesting, it's got so much more context, and you can do so many more things with it, even though they've placed limitations which really have, in some people's opinion, have nerfed the discipline. Today we're going to be going over the level 1 power of Compel. Compel is such an interesting power because it steps outside of the reins of what Forget gave, but allows you to start giving people directives at this point. The book states, with eye contact, the vampire can issue a victim a single action command, no longer than a short sentence, to be obeyed to the letter. It must be possible to complete the command in a single turn. The storyteller decides whether to interpret ambiguous commands in an unexpected or unfavorable way. Alternatively, the command simply confuses the victim and fails. So this is something where you need to be direct with. You cannot use innuendos, you cannot use metaphors. You've got to give them direct commands that their brain is going to understand, not their intelligence, but their instincts. Now, this is so much better than the old version of command, which was a single word action. Sit, stay, run, things like that. Now you can actually get out a whole sentence, and as long as they can do it in a single turn, it's not that big of a deal. Now, this is the power that I actually used with a group of humans one time, security guards working for the Camarilla. They were not guards, they were legit security guards, and I just caught them off guard. I made the storyteller go, oh my god. And it was actually kind of interesting. We were playing our round robin game. This is actually where the Thicker Than Water Chronicle came from. When we brought it into 5th edition, the Sun City Chronicles. And what we were doing is each storyteller was taking a night to tell. That way we all had a chance to storytell, we all had a chance to play, and it was a lot of fun. It worked out very well. If anybody's interested in that, I will happily give extreme details if people want to know. I can do a vampire bite on round robin gaming if anybody wants. But I stuck my head into the security room where there was at least half a dozen security guards, and I went, hey, it'd be really awesome if you guys shot each other. And I just left. And that was it. They had all... I really shouldn't have been able to do it, but it was one of those things where I just caught the storyteller off guard and they let me get away with it. So the next thing we know, we just hear a hail of gunfire, and it was amusing. The cost for Compel is free, which I love. You can give a direct command, have things happen, but it doesn't actually cause blood because, again, much like Forget, this is a mind-on-mind situation. You're giving a directive and not actually putting anything else towards it. It's more of a psychic attack more than anything. The dice pools are Charisma plus Dominate versus Intelligence plus Resolve. So as you're giving this person the direct command, their willpower, being their resolve, and their intelligence, meaning they kind of can see what's going on, they have to fight against that with their will. And I love the fact that this is one of those things where it can be insane. It can lead to a mental break when it comes to doing these things, because they do not rationalize what you're doing to them. In fact, that does not happen until much later in Dominate. The system states, no roll is required against unprepared mortal victims, which is why I got away with that thing before. Commanding a resisting victim, a victim the vampire has previously dominated in the same scene, or another vampire, requires a contest of Charisma plus Dominate versus Intelligence plus Resolve. Commands that go against the victim's nature also require such a contest. That is actually very interesting, of something to keep in mind, because it's not exactly something that they just find repulsive, but it's just something that they would not do. Is also something that might call for that test, that contest of wills. and the duration is no more than a single scene. So this is something that you can tell them to do that they will act out throughout the scene. The reason why I think this is kind of interesting, because the book specifically states above in the description of the discipline that this needs to be something that somebody can complete in a single turn, but it says that this is going to be active for a scene. So it might take some thought on the storyteller to see exactly how that is going to work. And I think that's actually the question that I'm going to put towards you guys this time around is, what is your limitation on this? Is it going to be a turn, which is a single action, or is it going to be a single scene? Now, in my opinion, the way that I handle this is, if somebody is in a combat situation and they dominate, there's your one turn thing. Because you're dealing with adrenaline, you're dealing with split decisions, you're dealing with high intensity, and it's going to lower the discipline use from time to time. It's almost the same way as the way celerity used to work. But with the idea that you need to focus for that turn. Now, if this is just an open Elysium or something like that, then yeah, you might be able to command somebody to do something and they will do it for the entire scene. But again, that's just me. I am Voivode Maquette. This is our World of Darkness, and level by level, where we're looking into the powers of Dominate in Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition, and this has been Compel. Class dismissed.